Welcome, everybody, to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. Frank the Tank here leading us off. Got Foul Mouth C's running a little bit late while we got Terrence couldn't make it on today, so I'm good. I'm back. My apologies. I think I missed the last 3 weeks or so, man. It's pretty crazy. It's been too long, in my opinion. My apologies to all our fans out there why I wasn't on, even the ones who hate me. I don't care.
Y'all killing me with this.
But hey, work was crazy. Had to work days, had to work afternoons, had to work nights for 2 weeks straight. But I'm back, breaking down a little bit of Bulls talk with all these horrible trades that we felt like happened. What the Bulls are looking like right now. I mean, I guess you can say they're looking a little bit more entertaining right now, even though they're still losing basketball games. That's because you still got the same stupid coach holding the clipboard, chewing that freaking gum. It's not going to matter who you have in the damn lineup when he's doing stuff. We will break down some Bears talks, free agency, salary cap situations. I know we spoke a lot about that in last week's show, but we'll break that down a little bit as well. Hey, maybe break into a little bit of a Winter Olympics going on right now. Hey, shout out to the women's U.S. hockey team, who I believe they just took gold and destroyed Team Canada in women's hockey 5-0. So, I mean, shout out to them. But other than that, hey, let's just get it going. Let's hit it, Commish. Hit it.
You are now rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, where they think they know everything, but honestly, they don't know shit.
These summer league games and they tell you about these new up-and-coming coaches.
I think we should get rid of every motherfucking owner in Chicago.
Enzo and Caruso, both when they are on the court, are like your defensive generals.
But they need to get that strong safety who's not scared to hit somebody.
They really don't know shit.
I'm going to say, we know more about than most people these dumbass sports people talk about. Like David Kraplin. I think we know more about that guy. I'm not going to lie. Hey, again, welcome back. Here we are. Let's bring in the crew right now. So far, we got in the background the stat man. He knows every stat: 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, all the way to this day. So let's bring in our guy JB. 70s, 80s, 90s. 2000s.
Frank, what's up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Not much, man. I'm doing all right. How are you?
Hanging in there. Been a crazy few weeks at work. So that's why I haven't been on. Plus, going to my house, getting all renovated and everything, it's finally, for the most part, done. So now It's just trying to put things back together.
Hey, it's called life, brother. You living it. Do what you do.
It is. How about you, man? How you been doing?
Man, I've been doing all right, man. Just kind of just ready for this to be over with. I'm glad that the Super Bowl is over. I'm glad that now we can get into the meat and potatoes of what we need to do to get better. I'm looking forward to the combine in a couple of weeks. I'm looking forward to, what are we going to do between now and the draft? I'm looking forward to free agency. I'm looking forward to, the moving pieces, like the chess piece behind the game. Everybody gets so excited about Sunday to Sunday to Sunday. Well, this is our time right now. This is when we dig deep.
No, for real. I'm sure we'll be breaking down that Super Bowl. In my opinion, that was kind of a boring game, but I mean,
it was
Seattle,
weird.
It's just crazy to say Seattle just beat the brakes off of the Patriots. Like, that defense was just absolutely insane, and Seattle's running back is absolutely insane.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker and Michigan State guy.
Yeah, for sure. He is a Michigan State guy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and I'm not, and I know there's a lot of people out there who keep throwing in that freaking crap. It's like, if you had to redraft, are you drafting Drake May #1 over Caleb Williams or this or that? I was like, because guess what? Drake May didn't look good. I ain't denying that one bit, but not a lot of quarterbacks look good against that Seattle defense. That Seattle defense is just insane.
I would say, so redrafting is always revisionist history, right? But you redraft Drake May to do exactly what Caleb ultimately ended up doing, taking us to the second round. I mean, I don't think Drake May gets us to the Super Bowl versus what Caleb did, because remember, the Patriots had an easier schedule.
100% agree with you there.
So no, I don't look at the only swap, and I stand on this. The only swap, if you ever wanted to redraft just for shits and giggles, put Jaden Daniels on that team and see what happens. That's the only redraft.
Yeah, but the scary thing to worry about when you're talking about a Jaden Daniels is you are worried about injury prone with Jaden Daniels, because I mean, he did get hurt a lot this year. Would he have survived that rookie season? Where, I mean, don't get me wrong though, he would have ran a lot more. There's no question about that. Caleb did not move his feet enough in that first rookie season, but I don't know if Jaden Daniels could have held up in that.
But see, that's another thing that I hate when people say he's played 2 years. He had one full year where he was completely healthy. Then he had a second year where he had some, like the elbow thing. That's a freak accident.
Yeah.
Anybody. So I'm not going to say he's injury prone. He hasn't played enough to be injury.
I don't know why people use that word. You can only use that word if you're like 5 years into your NFL season, in my opinion.
You know, and you're always hurt every single year. Like, he played all 17 games last year. Like, come on.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. But no, like, I mean, I want to bring in, because I know it is just you and me right now. Let's bring in a third guy. Our producer in the back is going to hop on for a little while until we get fouled.
Love with Commish. Come on, let's get it.
Let's bring on the Iceman, as we're going to be calling him right now.
Oh.
Crooked Commish. Look at that jersey.
It was cold, so I had to get something on. Evening, boys.
Out there in Arizona, I'm sure it's not that cold, though. Dude.
I'm about to say, what is it, like 60? It's real.
You know, that question really isn't important. You know, I'm pretending I'm in Chicago. My mind's in Chicago, right?
Your heart is in Chicago, right?
Well, if your mind is in Chicago, we have 40 degrees here right now, and all my windows are open. Like, I was going outside with no shirt, I had a shirt on, my mistake, but no jacket or sweatshirt or anything. It was so nice. 40 degrees is heaven for us here, especially what we have dealt with for the past month.
Oh, yeah, for sure. When you guys were like almost to 1 degree weather over there, you know, with the wind chill. So, yeah, 40 degrees you'll take, you know, any day out of the week. But it's good to see you guys. Like, I agree with JB. I'm happy the Super Bowl is done and over with. It was kind of a snooze fest. And I'm not a Patriots fan by any means, but when they were driving to maybe get it to 14 or, you know, get to 14 points, I was rooting for them just to get the game exciting, to be like, oh, okay, cool. And like, now it's like, oh.
And Seattle just marched right down there and said goodbye.
Well, he threw the interception. You know, He threw the interception there, and it was just like, well.
So, you know what's funny? So there was a bet on FanDuel plus 35,000.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard about this.
And all it was for Kenneth Walker and Ramondre Stevens to have 50 yards per half, 50 yards apiece per half.
And that last rush that got called back.
Well, Kenneth Walker hit it. He hit it.
Did he? Okay. Oh, I think there was a point spread, if I'm not mistaken, though, where Kenneth Walker's touchdown got brought back, though.
It did get brought back.
There was a point spread that didn't get covered.
But the thing is, you knew you had struggles on your left side of your offensive line with the Patriots, yet you kept dropping back. With about 7 minutes left at the half, the Patriots had the ball. Ramondre Stevenson had ran for 27 yards. All he needed was 23 more yards at that half for that bet to kick in and that payout. They didn't run the ball. So Mike Vrabel, shame on you, because when you see your quarterbacks getting pummeled and you see your defense is keeping the Seahawks to field goals, run the damn ball. Run the ball.
Yeah. Will Campbell definitely was a liability on that line. He got exposed.
He did.
He got exposed big time. I know the knock on him coming out of college was
so did the guard. So the guard that was right next to him he blocked one sack into him. Like, what are you doing?
But the knock on him was his short arms and whatnot. So I don't know how much of a factor that really came in today. From what I was hearing, it seemed like whenever they did give him help, they brought the blitz in a different direction. So it just like McDonald kind of had the perfect scheme going and was calling the right plays at the right times, and which is rolling aces or rolling seven, each time. So hats off to the Seahawks, man. Good for them. And Sam Darnold knocked off that old cliche of same Darnold. People can't be saying that shit no more. So
no, he had a really good two really good seasons, because remember he had a good season in Minnesota.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And now to cap this one off with a good season plus the Super Bowl ring at the end. I mean, all that means is, sometimes where you land the first time isn't your time, and some people, the journey's a little longer, or like we always say, look what happens when you have better or exquisite elite coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a huge difference, man, because you saw what he did in the Vikings. Damn well the Vikings wish that they still had him.
Yeah.
Even before then, the coaching I think he got in 49ers with Kyle Shanahan. I think was
right. He didn't even play that much. Just
being there makes a huge difference.
Just being there, being the backup. Yep. Kind of just learning, kind of seeing how another way of looking at things, how the way it's done, and how to see the game and whatnot. It kind of opens up maybe a different door, a different perspective, and whatnot, to where next thing you know, the game makes a bit more sense to you. The game slows down just that much more, to where it's, where he's not seeing ghosts like he was saying earlier in his career.
So let me ask you guys this. As far as Super Bowls go, this is probably one of the lower rated ones. Let me not say that. This is probably one of the lower output ones, because we thought it was going to be a little bit more, a little bit more exciting, right?
Yeah.
But is Drake May possibly looking at a Dan Marino type career now? Like, you got there in your second year once, because that came up, Frank.
Yeah, I can't ever go back to that though, man. You're in your second year, you don't know. He's got a great coach too. I like Verbo. I mean, yeah, he screwed up big time in this game. I ain't denying that at all.
There was moments I thought it looked like to me Vrabel was having a stroke mid sideline. The way his eye just kind of kept closing and closing there, I was like, "Is this man okay?" Because he ain't looking so hot right now. The way this game's going, the way his face is looking. So, but
it was within, what was it, 9-0 at half, 12-0 at half, something like that, and then at one point
12-0,
12-0, and then at one point 19-7. Like,
it was just truly a defensive dominating game by Seattle, and in the first half, Patriots were playing good D too. But Seattle's D is just that they're at a whole different level.
Yeah, that Legion of Boom 2.0.
Yeah.
Well, it was Super Bowl.
It just sucks because we finally got an offense, and now a dominating defense goes out there and wins the Super Bowl. It's like a slap in the face.
Is that the blueprint now that teams you think will try and take going forward, of trying to copy what Seattle did exactly?
How much does Sam Darnold make? He still makes a good amount. Is it like 17, 18 million a year?
He signed for 3 years, 100.
Oh, wow.
But that's
on the nose.
That's 33 and some 33 in the third, but
a lot of money, but not. I mean, for a Super Bowl winning quarterback, it's not.
I mean, $33 million to win a Super Bowl for a quarterback is not like crazy. That's not really breaking the bank when Dak is making 60. So they not.
That's because the Cowboys are idiots,
But I think the blueprint, Kirk, to your point and question, isn't the blueprint to always have a top offense and a top defense? I don't think you go into a season saying, well, hey, I hope my quarterback can get 10 touchdowns and the defense just scores the rest. Like, I think you always have a plan that going into the season, you feel comfortable with some aspects of what you're doing. And I go back to the teams of the past that had a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense that were dominant, maybe even if just for that 2 or 3 years. That one Chiefs season.
Yeah.
I remember the greatest show on tape with the Rams. I believe the Rams were the number 1 offense and the number 5 defense. You look at Jacksonville this year, which was a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense, although they didn't make it to the Super Bowl, but they made it to the playoffs after, I think, only winning 4 games themselves last year, 4 or 5 games. So I think that's just the blueprint all the way around to make sure that you have enough money to have enough dogs on offense and enough dogs on defense.
Agreed.
I think that's just
you need to have a balanced team instead of one dominant.
Right.
A very good balanced team.
Because you saw that came back to bite Houston, right? You had all that dominant defense, but then C.J. Stroud decided to see ghost his damn self. You know?
Yeah. Well, the offensive line definitely wasn't the same after they made some trades and whatnot. And like you said, they kind of focused mainly on the defense with either free agent wise, even and draft wise. So
well, draft especially, you know, because a lot of their players like that are great. Will Anderson, Derek Stingley Jr., like all those the safety that I wanted out of Baylor. I can't think of his name right now. I can't think of his name right now. But all of those guys were drafted, but then you go and you pay a Danielle Hunter, you know, and then you go and get the linebacker number 0. Like you playing chess at this point, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Crazy brought up a great point right there. Since we're talking about this a lot in our chat with restructured contracts, where you know me and JB, we were always siding when some people just don't understand that you can restructure a contract to kind of save yourself some salary cap here and go get a big guy. But I mean, did anyone see DJ's interview in regards to that? Like, I mean, he did say he was like, we are working on restructuring the contract to keep me here, and I'm all for that. Because, I mean, I said right from the get-go, I don't want to trade DJ Moore. I think that's stupid. But, I mean, if you did tell me DJ Moore has to be a part of a trade to go out and get a Max Crosby, I'm fine with that. But cutting him or getting rid of him just to save yourself a salary cap, that's not worth it for me, in my opinion. But what's your guys' take on hearing that?
Go ahead, JB.
I just think it's, like we've said, not that we know more than anybody else, but, you know, we kind of speak more logically than emotionally here, like other podcasts and even national media. Like, why in the world would you, especially if you're Ryan Poles, you did everything you could to make sure that you got DJ Moore. Then you made sure that DJ Moore was an elite receiver because he had the best season of his career here, just to say, well, now let me just move on from him. And all he did was what? Bail Caleb out repeatedly.
But I mean, that's the thing, though, JB. I don't think it was ever a point of move on from him just because we're done with him. I think it was only a move on to him to go out and get yourself a premier pass rusher. That was
him.
I mean, it's
just because
it's because the salary cap. I mean, not the salary cap, his cap. Like, he does make a lot more money than any of our receivers. So if we're going out to get a big time guy, you would like to get a big contract off the books to go get him.
True.
I think it's just a slim amount of options too that you guys can realistically do that with. I mean, on defense, you can't do it with the two main guys you really want to do it with Grady Jarrett and Daya Dangbo and stuff. But you know, looking at the options you have available on the offensive side of the ball, it really is DJ that's making the big time money. Most of the big time money that's being made on this team is on the defensive side of the ball.
Rightfully so and rightfully earned. However, when you have a game breaker and a game changer like a DJ Moore, you see that opens up for other people. That allows Rome to, Rome to Rome. That allows Luther Burden to, like you can't sit up here and say that okay, we have a DJ Moore, and if we just get rid of him, we're going to be just fine. Because
I agree with 100% of what you're saying, like 100%, because all these people who are like, I mean, DJ Moore is not the same wide receiver. He's not doing the same thing. I was like, if you guys actually have common sense, in my opinion, and watch the game, you will always see there's a safety lined up with DJ Moore as well. Always. All right. Whether he's getting the yards or not, they know he is DJ freaking Moore. They know he is your number one, and their number one goal is to make sure he doesn't get the ball. That opens up things for Luther Burden. That opens up things for Rome Odunze, and why they both had a very good season in my career, in my mind right there. Yeah.
No, and everybody throughout this receiving wise, like I said, everyone's numbers were pretty much even. Fantasy wise, that's like you hate that because like no one really blew up or was the centerpiece of the team. Mm-hmm. But NFL wise, for like that's awesome because you show it looks like your quarterback's spreading the ball evenly throughout the tight ends and your receivers to where you can't really double on anybody in one sense. But I definitely understand with DJ. I'm not in the camp of trading him, especially knowing that if you're just trading him not to get a player just for picks, you're only going to get maybe a fifth or sixth just because of the size of his contract. That
And
people are
age.
going to have to take. Yeah, as
Yeah.
well as that. So I think the biggest thing that a lot of people overlook with DJ as well is he is our healthiest receiver that we've had, this season and stuff.
He always
And
plays for it. He always gets
exactly.
He just never stops, and you gotta love that guy. And I mean, he finally came out and spoke about that one play that everyone is saying. It was like, dude, it was a miscommunication. Like, there's nothing else to explain. Nobody gave up on the play or anything like that. It was a miscommunication. I wanted to go behind him. He threw it in front of him.
And that's what I like about that, because although it took a long time, because in the moment it was like he probably was gonna say something else. Like, hey, dummy, I wasn't open. Why the hell did you throw that shit? Like, but he, being a professional, took his time to make sure he was calm first. And it probably is a little bit of both, right? That locker room talk is not what's presented to us like, oh, it's just miscommunication. I guarantee you Ben Johnson was over there cussing everybody out.
There's some water boy.
Why you didn't get the ball, water boy? Like, whatever. But the thing about it is, when you see a DJ Moore willing to restructure, doesn't mean he's not going to get paid, but it does mean he wants to be here.
Exactly.
He likes what's going on. He likes what's being built. Now, off the strength of restructuring other players as well, Grady Jarrett can be restructured. Montez Sweat can be restructured.
Jarrett said that he wants to get restructured because he does not want to leave. And I mean, that just shows the Bears locker room, man, what our coach has done, our entire front office has done in 1 year. People want to stay. They love what they're seeing.
The culture is trending towards being solid for once. Well, not for once, but
for a long time.
For a long time. However, the cringe that I have is, let's not make sure we don't do anything, as in we have enough, and then our constituents in our conference, in our division rather, they're making moves, and we're
not wrong. Yeah, you are not wrong on that one, because there's rumors. I know they're only rumors, and I'm sure it's all BS. But Packers are putting together a package to try to go get Max Crosby. I'm like, shut up, dude. You just gave Parsons giant money, giant money, and now you're going to go get Crosby. Just shut up.
I mean,
hey, Detroit, never know with Detroit. I mean, they always seem to go after that high person. So, I
mean, Mad Max is on a lot of teams' wish lists. If they can,
everybody wants.
Exactly. Everyone's fucking looking on their couch cushions for pennies and any kind of loose change to see what kind of best package that they can get together and throw to the Raiders and whatnot. So,
but see, the list to me is short from him. Just because the team has the money, it's one of these teams that feel that they're a Max Crosby away from going to this thing. If we, in our opinion, feel that we as the Bears presently constructed are a Max Crosby away, we're in that mix. I don't want to hear like, oh, Arizona's going to throw $200 million at Max Crosby. For what?
Right. It'd basically be the Myles Garrett situation in Cleveland. Like,
exactly.
the fact that
you're not going anywhere.
As much as he did, and then he re-signed with the team. It's just kind of like, dude, what are you doing then? Like, do you want to be off the team or do you not? Do you want to get paid or do you want to be off this team? You'll get paid with the new team, but you need to get off this fucking team first and then get your money.
Yeah.
Going back to the restructuring and with DJ, which was also good about DJ is when he accepted that award and was giving his speech, he was eager to talk about next year and excited to get back going and whatnot. So he's very much of the mindset that I'm going to be back, where there's unfinished business here in Chicago and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I do think a lot of the team, the sentiment in the locker room, the mindset there is that as well. Even with the free agent guys leaving, they're still talking about like, damn, like I wish I could come back. And if there's a way with Brisker, if Brisker's like, yo, if it's the money, then we could talk about that. I can work with that. But if it's just like you don't want me here because you want to go in a different direction or like player wise, then it just is what it is, and I'll just be on my way. But if it's about the money, you're worried about paying me too much, or you got to break the bank with me, like I'm willing to work with them. Like, no, like that can be worked out.
Yeah, I don't. In my opinion, I don't think Brisker is going to take less money. I mean, this is his first big contract after his rookie contract. He's going to want to get paid, especially when you did look, Kyler got paid. I mean, he absolutely got paid. But at the same time, like the restructuring thing.
Paid, Frank.
Wait, what was that?
What is his definition of getting paid, though?
That is a good question. He's the only one who knows that, and the Bears front office is the only one who knows that. Like, would I pay him what Kyler Gordon is getting paid? Yeah. I mean, I pay him what Kyler Gordon is getting paid. But the question is, are you going to pay him 20? I'm not. I got to use that somewhere else, man.
Yeah, but in the spirit of creativity, if he was only making two and some change now, right? If you just extended him, and let's say you gave him 3 years, $30 million, that's only $10 million a year. And he says, "Well, I want to work." But he says, "I want to work with you," so that 10 can turn into 8, right?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. I mean, how bad do you want to be part of the Bears? Like,
yeah,
like a little bit of you got to put your money where your mouth is. In his sense of where he's saying, "I want to be with the team." I'm sure the Bears are going to kind of use that to their advantage and whatnot, if they even really want him. Because, like he said, they could just may look at him and be like, "Yo, thank you for your time. There's a door. It doesn't matter what you're willing to come back for. We don't want you as our starter. You can maybe be our backup, but we don't want you as a starter."
It would be. I think it would be more dependent on what Ryan Poles feels. Because remember, Gordon and Brisker were his first 2 picks ever as a GM. There's some sentiment to that. So if he's like, "I want this to work," right? He could find a way. If you're making $2 million now and somebody says, "Hey, I wish I could give you 10, but here's 8, here's 7.5." You've just tripled your income anyway. Like, I don't think you're sneezing at that. I really don't.
Right. Let me ask this though. What's the average for safeties?
The average is weird because you have an outlier of a guy making 14. Kyle Duggar, who is a matter of fact, he's a free agent. His previous salary was 14.5 in Pittsburgh. His market value has dropped all the way to $5.9 million a year.
So you're saying safeties are dropping, or is it just because he dropped? So safeties are dropping.
Well, safety. So the top 3 are 14.5, $12 million for Jalen Thompson from the Cardinals, and then it's Jimmy Ward. But remember, Jimmy Ward was he left either San Francisco or the Chiefs, I want to say, to take a deal with Houston. But Jimmy Ward is old. He's 11 years in, so he's like, "Man, damn the ring. I just want some money," right? Okay. But then you have like Kevin Byard made $7.5 million last year. He's gonna be fine making the same money. Like, you don't have to go and give Kevin Byard $15 million. You don't.
No, right. And I mean, and that's going to be a different question, because I know those are 2 totally different positions. But I'm looking it up right now. Strong safeties, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The top 7 paying free safeties are between 16 and 25 million.
And from what I'm hearing this year, though, this year's draft class with safeties, I'm hearing is pretty decent. So I wouldn't be surprised I wouldn't be surprised 3rd, 4th round if a quality safety falls because of how loaded it is, that they're going to.
It definitely will. But what I wanted you to look at, Frank, though, was yes, you looked at how many of the players, like we'll just say like a Kyle Hamilton, right?
Kyle Hamilton is the highest paid one at $25 million a year.
Exactly. But you got to look at the free agent pool.
No, and you're not wrong on that.
You're not going to get the same
Brisker he's coming off of a very good year. I mean, Brisker, it was his first year where if I'm not mistaken, he had a full season too. He stayed healthy the entire season. So shout out to him on that one. But I don't think he's going to take $10 million. I think as a minimum that he's going to take, he would take like a Kyler Gordon contract, which is $15 million a year. I don't know. I don't know, because
I don't know about that either.
If you're asking me, would I rather have Brisker at $15 million a year or Byard at 6 or 7? I'm taking Byard.
Even if you want to bump it up a little,
especially if you are going to go out there and get me an elite pass rusher.
But that's what I'm saying. Case in point, Buffalo needs some safeties.
Oh, 100. Yep.
Is Buffalo going to give Jaquan Brisker $15 million a year? Are they going to give him a 3-year, $45 million deal? I don't think so. So there's some wiggle room for the Bears to get. Now on the books, it could be listed as 8, 9, 10, but then with incentives and roster bonuses and money that you throw at the beginning, like that doesn't go against the salary cap. But when you look at the free agents and you see that the highest paid Kyle Duggar was making 14, and Brisker's going to they're going to look at Brisker and Kyle Duggar and say, well, hey, was your production equal to or close to that? And if so, then they're going to look at, well, was it equal to or close to Jalen Petrie? Was it equal to or close to Kyle Hamilton? And you're going to meet somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Along with looking at what have you done, the first 4 years of your career? What does your injury history look like? This year really being the first season where he's played damn near all the games.
And they could look at that. Like, is this who you are now, or was this just a one-off?
Exactly. How much money are you going to really entrust investing in that type of guy? Rolling the dice, because if the first year he gets hit, knocked out with concussion again, something that once you get, it's very easy to get again.
And I want to say he's a 3-time concussion candidate, right? He's had it 3 times.
Brisker?
I don't know if it was 3 times.
2. No, I thought it was 2.
2?
Yeah.
It could be wrong.
I know that was the one where the Carolina Panthers. That was the one where he got knocked out the whole season after that. And then I think the following season at some point, like week 9 or some shit like that, he got hit.
Wait, okay, yeah, that's the one. It was early on in the season. He knocked himself out. That's the one.
And he finished the game too. He came back and
finished the game. He did, yeah.
Which was weird, right? Because
game on the Bears in staff for that.
But Frank, here we go again. We're using that term injury prone, right? However, his first year, 15 out of 17 games. His second year, 15 out of 17 games. The 1 year he had the double bubble with concussions, he missed 12 games.
Yeah, but you want 17 out of 17 games. I want 17 out of 17 games. I understand football is a dangerous freaking sport, but
15 out of 17 shows that he's not injury prone.
I agree with that. And just like all the times that people are saying Kyler Gordon's injury prone, other than this year, Kyler Gordon wasn't really injury prone. He had a couple of little nagging injuries that kept him out a game or so, but last year was really the only year he was injury prone. And guess what? When he came back, it was huge impact for our defense because our nickel position was bad.
But what if I told you, you'll laugh, what if I told you Jaquan Brisker has actually played more games than Kyle Gordon?
Oh, I already knew that.
But nobody would think that. Everybody would think Brisker's the one that's played the least amount of games. Yeah. Brisker has not played a full season. I'm sorry. Gordon has not played a full season yet.
You're just worried about Brisker because his injuries were way more effective because they're 2 head injuries. Like that slows down. Kyler Gordon had a couple of little nagging injuries that aren't really profound to be cause for an injury prone.
So, well, see, I look at it differently. In my lens, concussions, you can't really – if you get a concussion, I don't consider you to be injury prone because you knock somebody out and knocked yourself out. But if this week it's an ankle, then in 3 weeks it's a hamstring, then in 7 weeks it's a knee, then in 10 weeks it's a back, then in week 17 it's back to the ankle.
Then you're having issues.
To me, that's injury prone.
Yeah, you need to get put in a bubble if that's the case.
But in fairness, that's what's been happening to Kyler Gordon. He's been checking the boxes on these little nagging injuries, and it's like, well, damn, what's next?
The problem with Kyler Gordon is the way he plays the football game. A lower body injury affects him crazy because of how athletic he is and how much he can jump and move his legs and cut and move all that type of stuff. A little hamstring injury or a little knee injury, that does not allow him to play his game, and that hurts. Just all we can do is just hope that he's going to stay healthy, because when he's healthy, I'm not even saying one of the best. I'm saying he is probably the best nickel in the NFL, in my opinion, if he is 100% healthy. And it's just nice because he can play safety too. He can play corner. He can play outside, inside. He can play anywhere on that blitz. We just gotta have healthy.
One is Brisker's played more games, more concerning injury. Kyler's played less games, but more body breakdown, more nagging injuries. One has 5 interceptions, one has 4 interceptions. Of course, I think they both had like similar sack numbers too. Like they're eerily close to being the same production of player. But one got possibly prematurely paid, and the other one we're talking about possibly not paying at all.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Like they didn't need to give Kyler Gordon that contract at the time that they did and whatnot, and could have waited to see what happened this season. And I'm guarantee you he probably would not have gotten the same contract if they waited till the end of the season after seeing what he did and whatnot. So,
but I think the main thing was, and this was coming straight from Dennis Allen, his number one thing he wanted to do when he got in here was to lock up Kyler Gordon long term. Because he was like, the things I can do with this defense with Kyler Gordon, it's a whole new level. But unfortunately, we weren't able to see that much this year, and it sucks.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Like but it gives you hope going into next year now, man. Like, let's see what our defense can do with him in there now, especially if you're going to go out and get me a pass rusher. Because
that's part of what I'm eager to see, the quality and the type of players that they continue to bring in, because it's going to be definitely more of what Dennis Allen likes, his envision of the style and type of players that he likes to fit his system to make it work more cohesively. So,
well, do we trust that process over, let's say, what Ryan Poles has already given us? Because remember, Ryan Poles, and I'm not trying to bring up bad memories, y'all. I swear to God, I'm not. But Ryan Poles is the same guy.
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
He's the same guy that tried to sell us on Al-Qadim Muhammad.
Yeah,
and he
true.
did.
Hey,
and he
Muhammad had a very good season, though, man. Muhammad had a very good season.
Not with us.
No, I'm not saying with us. I'm just saying this past year he had.
He saw the talent. It just didn't work out.
I'm pretty sure he had like 12 sacks. Freaking Muhammad had 12 sacks.
But is he not the one that brought in DeMarco Jackson as well? That worked out for us.
Linebacker. See,
he just can't get defensive line. He can't get D line.
But I want you all to go all the way back in your Wayback Machines. When in 2023, Ryan Poles first took over, we've been clamoring for defensive line help since then. Do you all know? Real question. Who led the Bears in sacks
this season?
No, Ryan Poles' first year.
Wasn't it Robert Quinn?
No, that was after
Quinn. Quinn
was gone when we.
He was part of the trade.
Yeah,
I thought Quinn was trading.
Quinn was gone before we got Poles.
Yeah, Quinn was before.
I thought Poles traded Quinn's, but go ahead. Go ahead. Keep. I guess I was wrong.
The 3-14. Remember that season when we went 3-14, and we were like, we're 3-14. That was 23.
Yeah. Damn, I don't even know.
Jaquan Brisker led us in sacks in 2023.
I do remember that. He had 2 in one game. I remember that.
Yeah.
So we're talking about like the evolution of the line play when a safety as a rookie led the team in sacks with 4.
So, and now we got Sweat, with 10, but it was the quietest 10 sack season I've ever seen.
Right, till now, right? And then you want to look at the evolution of Dexter 2.5 to 5 to 6. I think 2.5,
something
5,
like that. Maybe it was 5.5 to 6, but it was something like that.
Where's the evolution? Like you have not hit on that guy.
No, and I mean that's the thing with Sweat. Like everyone keeps saying, he had 10 sacks. I was just like, it wasn't productive sacks to me. I could probably give you at least 4 of those recovered sacks where the quarterback didn't get touched for a good 7-8 seconds. Like I need a game wrecker. Montez Sweat, unfortunately, he's not a game wrecker. He is a monster all-around guy. He's going to stop the run. He's going to get pressure. He's going to cause the quarterback to maybe get outside the pocket or move differently, but he's not going to get to the quarterback. Go get me somebody who can get to the quarterback.
And that's the thing. You would probably recognize or realize those sacks more if they came in more vital moments. If they came in more big-time moments, what was a 3rd and 10, like 3rd and 3 type of thing, where he gets the sack at that moment, then those sacks would stick out probably more and be overblown in our head of like, damn, this guy's doing his damn job. Whenever we need a sack, he gets a sack, and he's got 10. Like it would look so much better compared to like you got a sack in the first quarter.
Yeah,
like
the Packer game where he had that great monster sack where he blew the tackle like off his feet.
Yes.
Guess what? It didn't matter. There was 15 seconds left and we were going in overtime. Like, I mean, didn't matter.
But let's look at the stat versus the impact. Montez Sweat's 10 sacks did not look the same as Max Crosby's 10 sacks.
No.
They both had 10.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, there are going to be people who say that he got the same amount of sacks. It doesn't matter because Max Crosby is getting double teamed. Max Crosby is getting triple teamed. Like, and he's still getting the quarterback.
Look at all the batted balls. Look at all the tackles for losses.
Yeah.
So that
interceptions,
impact,
he got an interception against us for God's sakes.
That impact, right? That impact is where it's like your 10 sacks was like, meh.
Yeah.
This guy's 10 sacks came with this, and this.
I saw one of Crosby's sacks this year. I saw one of Crosby's sacks this year where he took the quarterback down with 2 offensive linemen on his back, still trying to block him. Like he's a difference maker, an absolute monster. Other than Myles Garrett, I mean, there's no other pass rusher, in my opinion, that is just an all-around effective as he is. Not a one. I don't care about his age. I don't care about how much money he makes. If he's doing that for you, he is worth every freaking penny.
And that's why I say the impact versus the stats, because sometimes stats lie. They do.
They can be deceiving.
You brought up Robert Quinn. Robert Quinn had that great 1 year where he broke the Bears record. He didn't do anything after that. He spent time, playing for the Mean Machine when he went to prison in a few years after he left the Bears. Like, I mean, he just fell off of the face of the earth. Some people can have a good season. Maybe that's the issue with Montez Sweat. He had one good season, and everyone thought he was an absolute game-wrecking monster. Unfortunately, he hasn't done that for us.
The other thing is he had other pieces around him with that Washington defense. He had Daryl Payne. He had Josh Sweat on the other end as well.
He has not had anybody here, and I will admit that 100%. That's why I'm saying if you do go out and get a Max Crosby, I bet you Sweat will have the best year of his career.
Oh, they'll have to, and then you can accompany. And now we talking logic because now you can move and see Dexter. Now we need that 6 sacks, them 6 defensive tackle sacks to turn into maybe 8 or 9. But let me get you a little bit better against the run. Now we can get Grady Jarrett to stop playing 3 technique and go straight to the 1 technique. Yeah. Now we can see what a healthy Shamar Turner looks like, right?
I keep forgetting about him, man. Yeah, that guy was a game wrecker in college.
Yes.
I really want to see him this year.
Yes, we can see what that does. We can see what a NASCAR package looks like when you kick Sweat inside and you bring in Austin Booker. You know what I'm saying?
That's the guy.
If you do go out and get a Max Crosby.
All this happens if you get a Max Crosby.
Yeah. Like, you can do so much when you get that one guy. It changes everything. And guess what? I know we always tried to convince our guy Fowl on this one. I don't care who is playing safety if you are giving me Max Crosby and Montez Sweat. You can give me rookie safeties who are going to have probably a Rookie of the Year candidate if you're giving me 2 monster game records up front.
And that's the thing that I think Fowl, because that's the big thing he gets caught up in is like, you're not going to have the money, because who are you going to get to play safety and whatnot? And it's like, but if you have an awesome front 4 that you're rotating, really front 6 or 7 that you can kind of rotate and whatnot, you can live with average to maybe slightly above average defensive backs because you're going to be putting so much pressure on the quarterback that they're not going to be stuck covering the guys for 8-10 seconds like they are now with getting no pressure. If those guys are having to get rid of the ball within 4 seconds max, you can live with maybe a defensive back kind of screwing up and whatnot, because the quarterback's eyes are starting to drop because he's already got a rush coming to him and stuff like that, and happening more often than not.
It definitely is, but you also don't have to break the bank in the safety department. Now, I don't need a Kyle Hamilton-like safety.
Correct. Or you can go and make get a guy like that in the draft and kind of let him live through the bumps and bruises that he comes with being a rookie safety and whatnot, because you have such an awesome front seven and whatnot. So
he's speaking my language, Kurt. He's speaking my language.
Couldn't agree more.
That's all we have to do. And then when you say, okay, well, we definitely want to lock down a Kevin Byard. He said he's giving you the hometown discount. Maybe you go and you see, maybe you see what a Donovan Wilson from the Cowboys is looking at. Maybe you see what Geno Stone, because, Cincinnati, I haven't heard any rumblings about Geno Stone staying with Cincinnati, and he's only 26.
I mean, at the same time, too, and Fowl brought it up, or no, I'm sorry, not Fowl. Commish brought it up earlier. This is a deep safety draft. You can get a starting very good safety in the 4th and 5th round this year.
You definitely could, but like the thing. So here's the thing, and I want to segue just for maybe like 5 minutes after this, but with the way that the safeties are lined up this season, like we all know, like we're not getting the kid from Ohio State, like Caleb Downs, we're not getting him. Like
right, yeah,
that's good. We're not even getting McCoy. We're not getting McCoy either. Where'd he go? Tennessee. McCoy went to Tennessee. But there are some people in the later rounds. Like I would look at the kid from Texas. Kind of remind you. Do you guys remember Adam Archuleta played for us for a little bit, but was really like kind of like getting his bones with the Rams? Yeah, right. So there's a kid in Texas that I saw. He's like a 2nd or 3rd round grade, but he's just got he's a great cover. Good on special teams, knows route recognition, and a player like that you can draft in the later rounds. And like to your point, Kirk, now you can mold the next person. I think you still need to dip into free agency. I'm gonna look at anybody that played on that Indiana team that just won a national title. Like, what type of DBs and safeties do you have that were shutting down these high-powered offenses all year?
Yeah,
I would look at some things like that, right?
That's good. No, real quick, and not to see if you guys want to switch gears real quick, but more news has kind of came out with the Bears moving situation and maybe not moving to Indiana now.
Nobody thought that they were moving to Indiana except dumbasses who don't understand what business is. Nobody thought that. I just jumped right into it here because it bugs the hell out of me when people come to me and tell me this stuff. I was like, do you understand what business is? Kevin Warren. Ding. Let it rip. Kevin Warren played the masterful, perfect poker hand and a perfect poker while getting the McCaskies involved, getting the commissioner of the NFL to go out there and approve it and get involved. He got everyone involved to make it look like it was happening, and Chicago shit themselves. Absolutely shit themselves. And now it looks like it's happening. They're going to Arlington.
Yeah, they needed a bidding partner. You know what I mean? It was kind of one of those things where Arlington was kind of, and essentially was almost saying, like, we're not going to bid against ourselves if we don't have to negotiate no better deal than this, and kind of do a take it or leave it type of proposition.
Yeah.
Like, what other choices do you have? What are you really going to do? So I'm just happy to hear that they're officially not going, because it was stressful not living in Chicago, being a Bears fan out there, to have to root for them and playing in Indiana. I was just like, that just sounded terrible.
Like it's to the point where, like, I mean, like I said, the poker hand was just perfectly played by them. I never thought that they were going to be moving to Indiana. Just like, and I'm sorry to say it, I never thought, even with all the things going around, that they were staying in Chicago either. It just was not happening. It was just something to get Arlington to just budge into their demands. And from what I'm hearing, Chicago and the Bears are paying for it all. if I'm not mistaken. They're just asking for Chicago to help with, the streets, the expressway, all that type stuff to make it easier to get access to it and everything like that, as well as the taxes.
So yes and no. And let me play devil's advocate because I love this shit. I was not as upset as them moving to Northwest Indiana as I am to Arlington Heights. And here's why. We all know that the Giants and the Jets used to play in the Meadowlands, but then they play in the new stadium in New Jersey because New York itself, New York State, aside from Buffalo and small boroughs, they don't have space to make a stadium. Like, they barely got the baseball stadiums. They don't have space to make, football stadiums. However, when you're telling me that there's political implications going on with J.B. Pritzker not wanting to spend Illinois taxpayers' money on a team because he's got aspirations of running for president, that's one. He wants to make sure that he solidifies Illinois. Like, hey, remember, I'm the guy that saved you from paying all that stupid money to the stadium. Vote for me. That's one. Two.
Yeah, but how would that have went if they did move to Indiana?
There's always two sides to the coin, brother. Always. Now, if you feel like I do that the Bears and George McCaskey prematurely bought that land for the cost of $200 whatever million it was, raise your hand.
I mean, yeah.
None of this happens in this manner if you don't prematurely buy that land. So it's almost
George
like
McCaskey always wanted to
the land, make it happen.
George McCaskey lives in Arlington. He wants to move him to Arlington.
Oh, there you go.
So that's even more further on my point to where he's like, my legacy is going to be when I die, I put a stadium in my backyard. Literally.
It's fair.
Literally. Which, if that's your aspiration, I can't be mad at you, right? However, when you talk about taxes and infrastructure and all that, that's where the state and the city and the county comes in. You have to create new modes of transportation going out there. You have to widen expressways and off ramps and all this other stuff. There's a lot of things that go on. You can't just say, "Ooh, land, stadium, boom."
The plumbing too, all the plumbing and stuff that you're gonna need to.
Everything. And doing a little research, Arlington Downs, was it called, Frank, if I'm not mistaken? The racetrack, Arlington Racetrack, was a dump in the first place. They were already shut down and done.
They were shut down for like 4 years, I think, before
it wasn't even in use. It was just dead land.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was just a massive piece of land.
Massive piece of land, but like it wasn't nothing going on there.
No, you're not wrong.
So where I get mad, and I'll challenge anybody because it's the blue and orange that runs in my veins. I don't want them to move to Arlington. I really don't care that they are moving to Arlington. Because if you're telling me it's about doing what's best for the team versus what's best for somebody's pockets, certain teams belong where they are, meaning Chicago belongs in Chicago.
All right. And I'm not denying that whatsoever. I am going to sit here and say I would love for them to stay in Chicago. But whose fault is it that the Bears are going to Arlington? That's Chicago. They have treated them like fucking dog shit for decades. They are a top 7 profiting franchise in the NFL, and they still don't even own the rights. They don't even own their own stadium. They don't get parking. They don't get any of that type stuff. And whose fault is that? Chicago did that.
Is it Chicago's fault, or is it ownership's fault? Because you should have made a deal way back in the 70s.
Chicago was trying to make.
They kept kicking the can down the road.
They wanted to get a whole new stadium in 2001. The Chicago wouldn't allow them to leave.
No. It was a price to be paid for breaking the lease. I'm saying, remember, I'm old enough to remember my grandfather talking about the Bears playing at Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
Then when that stadium was built, hey, Park District, you're not going to own this forever because we the one getting you paid. I need that stadium. I need that land. That was way back in the 70s. They should have came back and said, you know what? We need Soldier Field. Some kind of way. So I blame, rest his soul, Papa Bear. Maybe when what's the Daddy McCaskey name? whatever his name is, the vaudeville performer,
Michael McCaskey.
Michael, whenever they took over, not really being savvy business people, you needed that plot of land. You needed that stadium. I would have told the Bears, the Park District, screw you. See that big black building that's twice your size off the lake right there called McCormick Place? I'm about to go buy that. And we're about to put the stadium right there. But see, they don't have that type of forward thinking. They just, to Crook's point, kept kicking the can down the road, kicking the can. And now it's like, well, we actually lose money by not having our own stadium. You didn't know that 50 years ago?
I mean, you're not wrong on that one.
Yeah.
You can put some of the blame on the McCaskies for that one as well. But the key thing in here is they have been asking just for a percentage of the stadium for the past 30 years. That's all they were asking, for a percentage. They did not give them anything.
No, they got a percentage. But
it's like 10%. 10% for a charter franchise for the Bears.
But they wanted because it's not just the games. We only got 21 weeks out the year.
Yeah.
Can we get a piece of the Beyonce concert at Soldier Field? Can we get a piece of that? That's what they want.
Sure that they were arguing that.
Can we get a piece of the World Cup when the World Cup is played in Soldier Field? Can we get a piece of that?
No, but it's not only that, but though whenever there was those concerts, the field would be torn to shreds the next fucking game.
And then we'd be playing, and then the city of Chicago didn't get that shit fixed, or the park district didn't get that shit fixed before.
So all the little shit
that's
like
just
that
the Bears have always had one, and we've asked all of our athletes that we have who come on, or former Bears players, what is your take on the field conditions at Soldier Field? Every single one of them said it was one of the worst ever. Every single one of them.
Well, here we go again, guys. I'm old enough to remember when the Bears played on turf.
It's okay.
That was bad.
I'm sure that was very bad too.
That stuff that looked like carpet.
Yeah.
On cement. Yeah. Yeah.
So
that was
the
bad.
Park District never wanted to pay for field turf. They could have paid for the field turf if it was really that important. That side or whatever they call it, Nutrigrass or whatever.
Sod, yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
Sod. Yep.
That ain't it, man. Like it's so many things, like, of course, do we like natural grass? Of course we do. But like, get with the times, man. We could have done so many things. And whoever they hired to put that damn UFO on top of the stadium in 2001 or whatever, they need to be fired too.
Well, I think that's kind of part of the biggest. No, and I agree with you there. And I think that's kind of the bigger issue maybe with the city of Chicago has, is like they're still making payments on that renovation. And it's so weird to, like, you do an uplift on the stadium and you're still the smallest stadium in the NFL. So, and some of the seats, from what I've heard, there are still some seats that are really bad spots. Granted, you may get that in every stadium, but typically one of the newer stadiums, everywhere is a pretty decent to good seat.
Okay, so if you're talking about that, then I mean, yeah, because then, like, I guess to the point of Lucas Oil Fieldhouse, you just go up, right? You just go up, and everybody's kind of like that. But I mean, you just make bad decision after bad. You go from Soldier Field. I'm sorry, from Wrigley Field with one end zone to Soldier Field, but you don't configure it right for Super Bowls. You go from AstroTurf to this side that we wouldn't put in our front and backyards. Then you go to the Bermuda from the Kentucky and all this, when all you had to do was spend the regular money, because by the time you done switched all the grass out, you done paid for fucking field turf anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
You're wrong.
Yeah. I mean, no, but like, and why the city wouldn't want to invest more money into their, kind of give more money, is like, shit, we're still trying to pay off the last stadium, and you want to build a whole new stadium. It's just like, damn, like, our pockets ain't that deep. Like, what the hell?
And to Easy's point, Easy, little bro, nah. Arlington Heights is not basically Chicago. No,
you know what? I had a funny conversation with somebody recently about this.
I'm 3 blocks off the lake, brother.
I live in Wheaton, which is neighbors to Naperville, and Naperville's known for the non-Chicago town because they always say they're from Chicago. I say I'm from Chicago. I'm not from Chicago because I don't want to say Illinois. It sounds stupid. Who the fuck said I'm from Illinois? I'm cool now. No, I say I'm from Chicago because it sounds badass. That's why
it does sound tougher. It does sound tougher.
And just because we're moving to Arlington, it does not mean that we're going to be the Arlington Bears. It's still going to be the Chicago Bears.
Well, of course we are, but like it's certain things, man.
Yeah.
And like I'm telling you, and unless we all just plan to meet up in 2052 when it's gonna be done or whatever. For me, living 3 blocks off the lake in South Shore, that's 30 miles. I like kind of driving 7 minutes up the road to go watch the game instead of going 30 miles.
I understand what you're saying, but then you look at me, I'm going 7 minutes down the road now when I had to go an hour to go there.
True, but if Logan was playing for the Arlington Mariners in AAA baseball, hey, I'm coming. I'm coming to support.
Absolutely.
And hope he plays for the Sox or the Cubs one day, or hell, wherever he's playing.
They need every help that they can get for the Sox. That's for sure. He could probably play for them now.
But it's something about this team right here.
You're not wrong.
Not playing on the lake anymore. It does my heart no justice, man.
I would have loved for the city of Chicago to just say, listen, like how you brought up the McCormick place, because it's still right on the lakefront. I would have loved
it's big as hell.
I would have loved for them to just say, hey, it's yours. Do what you want. You want to build it there? It's yours. I would have loved that, but that never happened. Our former Mayo McBeetlejuice did nothing but fucking talk shit about the Bears when they were threatening to leave the first time. And now she's gone, and now they're leaving. Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't she say maybe they should focus more about playing in the postseason than worry about where they're at?
She did. She also said it wasn't a priority because, like, not to get off topic, but when she took over as mayor, her first calamity was a damn teacher strike for Chicago Public Schools. So it's like, yeah, y'all worry about winning because I got other stuff to worry about. Should she have said it?
Probably not. Probably not.
Was she wrong? No.
I mean, nobody's wrong when you're talking about that because they don't see the postseason that much. Hopefully that's changed now. But when it's all said and done, I would miss the Chicago Bears in Chicago with that cold weather, that huge home field advantage that they can give. But at the same time, if you put the Chicago Bears in a dome, in a 80,000 capacity dome, that is going to be loud as shit.
True.
Loud as shit.
Go to Jeanette. And hey, Jeanette, how you doing? Hope everything's okay with you, Jeanette. People are paying to watch games on a screen for a view of the game from the 50-yard line. So people are going to the stadium to pay to watch TV of people on the 50-yard line watching the game? Like,
no, so I think I know what she's talking about. It's like you go to a restaurant, it's a restaurant, but the screen of the TV takes up basically like the whole wall.
You're talking kind of like the modern, they're trying to remake the Sphere in all places now.
So
it's not the Sphere that you see in Vegas, but they're trying to get it as close as they can.
Okay, because I was about to say, like, at that point, I'm not going to the stadium. I'm going home.
I don't think they didn't make Janelle. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm a non-Chicagoan. I'm from Wheaton, but they didn't make one of those in Chicago yet, did they? I heard that they were talking about it within like 2028, 2029 that they were going to get one. But
so that's to compensate for them moving to Arlington. So they'll put that here.
I don't know if she's necessarily saying that. I think, let me see what the comment people. I think she's just making a statement that like she's seen videos that people are just going to restaurants or bars, or not sure. Maybe it's more of like those DraftKings bet booking places because the whole wall, it's a huge ass wall. It's like basically a screen TV, and from the looks of it, it looks like you're sitting like
you're in the stadium,
the front row in the stadium, at the very front row of the touchdown line, or
it's like those giant 4D TVs and everything like that, where it makes you feel like you're literally in the game.
Well, but
at the stadium there.
But again, something like that, wouldn't you kind of feel like they would have that in the surrounding area of the new Soldier Field? Like you would have.
I agree with you on that, Jeanette.
Casinos. You would have like just whatever. Like when you have that massive amount of land, you damn near better make it Bearopolis.
Oh, I
You
mean,
name it.
you might
it's
as well.
gonna be
I don't
there.
know why you're even going to call it Arlington. You might as well call it Burlington Heights after this now. There is absolutely no point in calling it Arlington Heights. It's
$200 to get in to see
Yeah,
one
see,
of those
bro,
games like that.
Okay, so yeah, see, like I'm what? $200 to get in to watch something that I can watch on my 75 inch? Like
You're paying for a part of the experience.
I could just
It's like
stand right in front of my TV with surround sound blowing in my
Hey,
face.
you know what I got experience? When you all are on the chat, ting, 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 and we watch that experience.
Oh, that ain't me. That ain't me. Not me.
That is true.
Man. So, looking at some of like our division opponents here, going forward.
Fuck them.
Well, yeah, but going forward and kind of like not to like brag about them or anything like that, but just like, which one do you still see Detroit or being like the biggest foe as kind of like having to keep down or whatnot? Or is it going to be Green Bay or surprisingly Minnesota you think could make a surprising resurgence of the guy that we're really going to have to be fighting off for the division title?
You go first, JB. Go ahead.
I don't want to be political and say cautiously optimistic on this one, but I have to because we were still 2-4 in the division, guys. It's not like we ran away with our division. Like we were 4-2, 5-1, hell, even 3-3.
I mean,
like, remember,
don't get me wrong. Every single game other than the one Detroit game was very close.
Well, true, but again,
could have went either way other than that one Detroit game where we get destroyed.
But we stigma, right?
Yeah.
We lose to JJ McCarthy. We lose to Matt LaFleur pre-arrogance. We lose to Jared Goff dominance, and then we lose to Jared Goff just being okay and average.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't give me comfort, especially because we easily could have been 1-5 because if not for the onside kick, we don't win that second Packers game.
You're not wrong.
I'm
We
still
probably
wrong.
we don't win the division either. We might not even make the playoffs if we lose that game.
So, like, it's not like these teams got worse.
No, for not. No.
So I'm a little concerned with the outside schedule being a little harder. What division brings, because Minnesota won the division, if I'm not mistaken, right? 3-3.
In the division,
Detroit swept us. I thought.
No, I think you were saying Minnesota, right? I think Minnesota was 3-3. We had the worst.
I thought Minnesota won the division at 3-3 by points or some crazy foolishness at the end. So I'm looking at Micah coming back and what the Packers are going to do first and foremost. They have a lot going on and they always put a good look. They done made it to the playoffs way more than we have. I don't care if it's a 7 seed. Hell, you did it.
Jordan Love still sucks though, but go ahead.
He does not. I've heard some rumors, and I don't know this to be true because the source was kind of wonky, but there could be a reunion of Kirk Cousins, and then I also heard that the Vikings might be looking at Kyler Murray, which I don't know why the hell they would be looking at Kyler Murray, but
that's not getting your team better. That's for sure.
Well, because
by all means,
because they don't trust JJ fully, right?
He was brought in way too quickly to be your starting quarterback.
And then notice because of how Sam Darnold played, they fired the GM.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You know,
you got rid of a guy who just won the freaking Super Bowl.
You
are
know,
getting
so
your
like,
ass
hey, off with his head, right?
Especially when they went 14-3 or some shit like that season. It's not like they were 8-8. You know, like kind of
made zero sense, man.
Led the division by leaps and bounds, right?
Yeah.
Then I don't know if Dan Campbell and them are just playing like mind games or whatever, but you hire Ben Johnson's best man at his wedding.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
Because he's also an offensive coordinator and like their best friend. So it's like you playing some type of tactical weird warfare. Like, this is some shit I've never seen before, right? But then we lose Declan Doyle. We lose, I forgot the other guy we lost. And then we lose Bieniemy too. So it's like, is it a clear cut? We're kings of the North still, or is this like, it's the Hunger Games again?
Yeah,
that's why.
This is the thing. The North is going to be tough. Like, I mean, there is no question about it. The North is going to be tough. But the thing that you got, I mean, the thing is,
it's definitely not going to be easy.
Detroit has realized, and I hope Don Burr's listening in the background, because you are one of the tool bags who straight up said, it was like, oh, Ben Johnson didn't mean anything.
We do.
Ben Johnson was crap. Ben Johnson was the reason we were losing playoff games. And I was just like, well, you guys, were they one game above 500? Detroit finished this year?
I think 9-8, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
it's not a successful season for the Detroit Lions. All right, you guys missed Ben Johnson, and you missed him a lot. So you better try to find Ben Johnson's new replacement, because guess what? David Montgomery wants out of Detroit. Like, he wants to be traded, so Gibbs is going to be a full 100%.
I think Detroit wants him out too. So
I would love to take David Montgomery back, but I mean, at the same time, I like our Gibbs. And
but what would be the point of them losing, or not losing, but wanting to get rid of David Montgomery? Now, I'm not saying don't bring him back, but you have Swift and Monangai. It's kind of like,
I like the 1-2 punch of Swift and Monangai.
There's no room for David Montgomery right now.
And I agree with that. I'm just saying, would I love to have him back if those two weren't here? Yeah, there's no question about that. And somebody will love to have David Montgomery.
You know who would love to have him? Minnesota.
Oh my God, absolutely. And I could actually see him going there. Shit.
Don't be surprised.
That would suck.
He may make his rounds around like the whole
I was going to say, you go from Chicago, as long as he's not going to Green Bay, right? You go to Chicago,
that would be the last one,
Detroit, and now you go to Minnesota. That would be insane. So I mean, but Detroit still, and I don't care what anybody says, they have the most talent on their roster of anybody in this division. There's no question about that whatsoever.
100%.
But you lost your offensive guru, and your offense took a big hit this year because of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I still expect them to bounce back because they just have too much talent. And fuck Green Bay. I hate Green Bay. I'm not going to say that they're not going to be there. I mean, they're going to be there. Mika Parsons. I mean,
Mika,
whatever. I don't give a shit. Parsons. Muka. But the thing is, you don't know how he's going to come back after that ACL tear, man. I mean, you just don't know. Do I expect him to make a full recovery? Yes.
Oh, ACLs is like
it's not a thing anymore. I mean, honestly, an Achilles is worse than an ACL nowadays. But
nothing.
I still think I'm not a fan of Jordan Love. I think he is a piece of shit in every such odd way. Is he a good quarterback? Sure, he's a good quarterback. But he is still going to make screw-ups in very, very important situations, which holds the Green Bay Packers back. It happens every year. He always does that. So Green Bay is going to be there, but eventually Jordan Love is going to screw them over where they're not going to get there.
Or eventually they're going to catch those two balls that they should have caught that would have put them against the last two games too. See, the ball bounces everybody's way eventually.
And I understand what you're saying there, but how many drop passes did we have that could have changed?
That's why I said.
I mean, it happens.
It happens.
JB,
but Jordan Love has missed a lot of wide open receivers, not nearly as much as Caleb Williams. I'm not attacking Caleb Williams.
I'm not a Jordan Love apologist. I'm just saying he's not a bad quarterback.
I think if you would have been that stupid to fire Matt LaFleur, Jordan Love would be a shit quarterback. Matt LaFleur makes Jordan Love a good quarterback.
But it depends on who else you replace him with.
It's understandable. I agree with that.
If they fired him and brought in John Harbaugh,
you bring in Matt Eberflus right now.
Well, John Harbaugh's a little different because he's a presence, right?
Yeah, I don't think John Harbaugh is helping Jordan Love.
Yeah, no, I don't think that.
You need an offensive-minded guy to help out.
Yeah, you need more than a rah-rah guy with LaFleur is an X's and O matchup guy.
Agreed.
Harbaugh is a knowledgeable guy, but he's a rah-rah guy.
Agreed.
But to your point about Ben Johnson and losing kind of like their steam, I don't know if I agree with that because Jared Goff still threw for 4,500 yards and 34 touchdowns.
You're not I'm wrong on that.
Like,
but and
did
if
they
you
really lose out? Like,
if you watched his games, though, he was not the same quarterback, in my opinion. Like, he still had a monster year statistic-wise, but he had to do a lot of it himself. And when Ben Johnson was there, he made it a lot easier for Goff to actually succeed.
And it felt like patchwork because of the fact that they had to fire the offensive coordinator and have the head coach kind of take over play calling. So it's like they themselves were not happy with how the offense is running. Goff's numbers look Pro Bowl numbers and stuff, but
yeah, but
see, here we go.
But this is the thing, JB. I want to get
can be true, right?
Okay.
So we're talking about the failure of John Mortensen.
I know who you mean. I fuck up names all the time. It's all good.
QB offensive passing game. He wasn't it. But then you go to Dan Campbell,
that was Mika's friend.
Also is not a play caller.
Yeah, no.
But Jared Goff still threw for 4,500 yards and 34 touchdowns. All you need to do is
because he has so much talent. He has so much talent.
Get somebody competent and.
Yeah,
right.
And I mean, this is the thing with Jordan Goff. You still have Gibbs, who is probably, in my opinion, a top 3 running back in the NFL.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you still have a good offensive line. I know they lost a few pieces, but they still had a very good offensive line. And you still have very good receivers. So it's going to make Goff look good no matter what. But the key thing is Jordan Goff was only an average quarterback in fourth quarters this season. That is a big thing of what he was one of the best in the fourth quarter. And then you flip it around to what the Bears are doing here. Caleb Williams was the best quarterback in the fourth quarter.
Frank, you're not being fair, brother. I love you, but you're not being fair.
It is fair. It is fair. Jared Goff was not a successful quarterback in the fourth quarter this season.
So what was the one thing we had said we wanted even the Bears to do in the fourth quarter more when we had leads? Run the ball, right?
Yeah.
That's just the detriment to what Ben Johnson did in Detroit and what he did here. Passing when you don't need to pass the ball. Mm-hmm. That's why we lost the Rams game. We need about 8 to 10 yards to get in field goal range to put these bastards out. Why are we doing it? But to your point too, Ben Johnson last 3 years, 29 touchdowns, 30 touchdowns, 37 touchdowns with Jared Goff. But the 1 year he's without him, he's still 4,500 yards and 34 touchdowns and less picks. He went from 12 to 8.
And I agree with you on that one.
So I don't think we look at the Ben Johnson factor as to why maybe Detroit lost some of those games they are, because the production is still there.
Detroit lost more losing their defensive coordinator than they did Ben Johnson.
Now
I'm not denying that whatsoever. They definitely did.
Because if you told me right now,
they still have so much talent on that offensive side of things where it doesn't take as much of a hit. I didn't expect their defense to look as bad as they did, in my opinion. That's where Detroit really took a big hit. But when it's all said and done, watching the Lions games, they did not have that play calling when they had wide open receivers like they did when they had Ben Johnson. They just didn't. The play calling was different, and mainly you noticed it in the fourth quarter with Detroit. They lost more than 75% of their games in the fourth quarter.
Which, again, testament to lack of defense. But again,
it's not denying that.
You cannot blame Jared Goff when he got 4,534 touchdowns. And you can't blame him.
So right now,
you can't blame him.
Right now, I view the Lions are kind of like, when you're riding a bike and the handle starts to get shaky and you're on the verge of either you're going to lose control and flip that bitch and roll over, or you're going to be able to gain control of that offense and
tighten it up.
And steer clear and kind of ride that shit out. So that's kind of where I feel like the Lions are kind of at with this offseason. At this next season, it's going to either completely unravel and the offense is going to fall flat when the production is going to stop, or they're going to be able to kind of figure it out depending on the offensive coordinator.
But again, we're comparing it to their franchises all the time, great, minus the 1 year that Matt Stafford threw for 5,000. But they didn't do nothing. But if you're telling me right now, at your current worst in this 5-year stretch, Jared Goff still threw for 4,534 touchdowns, and you bring somebody that's halfway competent, I have to respect what they got going on.
I mean, I'm more impressed with the.
And they beat us twice, fellas. That counts.
You're not wrong, but I'm more impressed with the fewer turnovers than I am the more touchdowns. That is what I'm more impressed about. And because he got more touchdowns because he threw it way more than he did the year before, because they were always down in games because their defense let them down in the first three quarters. I mean, it constantly happened. So you were playing a lot of last
year to 34 this year, Frank.
But I mean, we always use this on our Bears quarterbacks: garbage touchdowns, garbage yards, and garbage. Detroit had a lot of that stuff because they were always playing behind by a decent amount because their defense was that bad.
So are you concerned with them retaking the division? That's the question.
I am always concerned because they have too much talent to not be effective in this division. They still have way too much talent. And I'm going to go to the same exact thing with the Green Bay Packers. They still have way too much talent. I think Minnesota is going to fall quick unless they go and find a very, very good, experienced quarterback, because J.J. McCarthy was the wrong decision. All right, if you wanted to draft him, but he had to sit for a few years. He was not ready to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, and that showed because he was bad. And I am not worried about the Vikings. The Vikings will finish last place in the division again this year. It's just not going to change. They're going to be a solid defense because they have a good DC in Flores. But when it's all said and done, it's going to be a tough one between the Bears, Packers, and the Lions. Lions are going to be there. They just have too much talent.
Yeah, and I'm more worried for sure about the Packers. I think the Packers, if we end up winning the division again, they're the ones that would be more than likely going to be the second place team and stuff. And I think it's mostly because of what you were talking about with Detroit, how they may need to kind of figure out if someone can steer the ship on the offensive end. Green Bay's not necessarily worrying about that at all with LaFleur, like you guys were saying. So more of the offensive by the coach. Got the whole offensive scheme and team is familiar with the playbook. No one's learning anything new. The only thing that's new is the rookies that they're bringing in and stuff. So Golden,
and not pivotal at this point because you're in the midst of a run.
Yep,
correct. So the biggest thing, like this Jacobs, I'm not sure what his contract situation is looking like. If he's already signed up for next year, is he still going to be the same effective runner like he's been the last 3 years?
He signed a 3-year deal, so I think he has one more year.
But being injured, having an injury-plagued season this past season, how good of a runner is he going to be next season? Is it going to be more of the same of what we just saw, which would work out for teams in our division, work out for us and stuff? So.
But they don't have a first-round pick. Their first-round pick is
they traded him off for Parsons.
So
correct. But they're a team that tends to draft well. So what we saw of Emmanuel Wilson, he seemed like he had some decent.
I thought he was decent. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So who knows who they kind of
draft well?
Yeah.
I mean, they did give up not go after Luther Burton, and they signed that other wide receiver that they didn't even use.
No, I get it, and that's the same. Like,
but everyone's entitled to make a mistake here and then. I do agree they draft better than the fucking Bears do.
Looking at Jalen Reed and shit like that. So I mean, like they've had in the past and stuff. They've drafted, Antonio Freeman, fucking Jordy Nelson. You know what I mean? They've, as an organization, like you said,
Kraft comes back.
Kraft, another one, and that offense ran through Kraft more than it did any of their receivers. So it took them a while to kind of retool that offense and how they wanted to do it once he got injured. But they figured it out, but luckily, like I said, we were able to fucking close them out and shit and put an end to their season. But looking forward to next season, that's my biggest worry is those cheese dicks over there up north and kind of making sure that they stay below us and don't retake that crown.
Any concern in your opinion about the drop off? Because technically second year, they say the second year in the offense, Caleb went from shit to sugar. However, second year offense is supposed to be very complicated. Any concerns about a drop off this coming year?
Are you saying in Caleb's game?
Yeah. We haven't really talked about Caleb yet today.
No, we haven't. I'm not worried. I see the work ethic that Caleb has, and I will take a hit on that. I heard he did not have a good work ethic in college, but he has shown nothing but a good work ethic here. He said straight up, he was like, I plan on working out with all of my wide receivers all off season to make sure that we don't have those horrible, like just, oh my God, I didn't think he was going to do that type thing. They need to understand each other. But I'm not worried about that because of that reason, and mainly because I do trust in Ben Johnson. And Ben Johnson, we trust.
I'm not easy. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
To Frank's thing, I'm not seeing what we're kind of worried about what the Bears were in 2018. Type of, Nagy came in.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? First year, and then was awesome, and then next year, if everything was flat. So
he got figured out quick.
For real. It got embarrassing. Like
They also figured out Mitch Trubisky quick.
Can I speak to that? Can I speak? Can I
finish? Can I finish?
Oh, after you finish. After you finish.
Okay, yeah. I'll pass the ball to you after that. So
Wrong way.
I don't see that type of season coming up for the Bears with them. I think the chemistry and the trust between Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams is a lot stronger and better than it was with Trubisky and Matt Nagy.
Mm-hmm.
I think Caleb definitely has more in his tool bag than Trubisky, to where he was better if he was rolling out to one side of the field or whatever, where you're kind of cutting the field in half.
He can do that in his sleep.
Yeah, and you're like I said, I would be very disappointed and very surprised. I'd be more surprised if Caleb takes a step back than he does like take a step forward and whatnot. And to be fair, like I was expecting that out of Trubisky and whatnot the following year, and I think we all were, just because that's just should be the natural evolution of going to season. I mean, just with any quarterback. Any quarterback, yeah.
Jalen Hurts did it. Baker did it.
Going into season 2.
Technically, C.J. Stroud did it, right? He had the
He
rookie
did do
year.
it, and he did it bad.
They still made the playoffs, then he went right back to mid. Like it happens, right?
So
Burrow, it happened to Burrow early on.
Yeah, so it's not a crazy ask. It's not a crazy expectation to think. But if we were to have a 2019 Bears season next year, I would be dumbfounded a little bit. Just like I just really don't see it. I think Ben Johnson is a little bit more intubated with his offense than Matt Nagy is or ever was, really. So, but go ahead, Easy. Welcome to the show.
Well, yeah, thank you. What I wanted to say is, first of all, I thought, look, I have given this way too much thought about, oh no, is this just a 2018 team? Is this just a, is this just the 2018 reincarnated where it was just a flash in the pan, or the 2001 team reincarnated where it was a flash in the pan and then they were bad for the next 3 years until they got good again? Like, is it just a random ass thing? And the answer is no, I don't think it is. And the reason why is, like, when you look at it, really is about the quarterback. Like, when it comes down to it, Mitch Trubisky was capable of doing about 3 things well. He ran the option pretty well, okay at like some slant routes and stuff, but we all knew
he can move his feet. And he can move his feet.
He can move his feet, right? We knew in 2018 that he was limited.
Yeah.
We all knew. We all knew he was a limited guy. And he's ended up being like made his career as a decent backup, but that's what he is. Caleb is capable of doing so much more than Mitch Trubisky is, and only a fool would question that. He's, obviously he had the throw of the year 4 separate times this year, and yes, obviously, like there's definitely room for improvement, especially like when it comes to hitting some of those drag routes. I don't know what the hell he's looking at on some of those. I love that Iceman. That's sick. That's super sick. I'm not gonna say it's just the things that he needs to improve on are things that I see no reason why he can't improve on, because when people are really good at doing the hard things, generally they're able to get good at the easy things. That's my name. But not just with regard to quarterback play, but just jobs in general, just life in general. Like, if you got the hard things down, usually the easy things are things that you're eventually able to learn. You're able to get better. And I think that Caleb will absolutely be able to do that. Remember, it was year one in this system, not just in the system with Ben Johnson, but year one in this system with Luther Burden, year one in this system with Colston Loveland. And you saw, gradually as the season went on, he started using those guys more and more. We saw chemistry building between him and his weapons. And by the way, one thing, underrated thing about Caleb is I like the way he spread the ball around this year. I like that multiple receivers finished with over 600 yards. That's what the great quarterbacks do. That's
but the biggest question, if Rome Odunze didn't get hurt, did he still do that? Because I thought the best thing that could have happened to him was Odunze getting hurt, because then he started.
But Frank, Odunze did get hurt, and it forced Caleb to
that's
spread
why
the
I'm
ball
saying
around.
I never want somebody to get hurt, but I was happy.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is, his
Caleb.
number one guy went down, and it led him to kind of stepping it up. That's around the time, by the way, that people who aren't Bears fans started to say, like, okay, yeah, Caleb might be that guy. So I'm just saying, and by the way, like everything Frank said about like his work ethic, there is nothing that leads me to believe that he will not get better. If he stays the same, I won't be thrilled about that because he has to be more efficient. Mm-hmm. But I think he's going to get better. I really do. And another year in the system, all signs, the probability, the math is in favor of Caleb getting better. I'm more concerned going into next season about the defensive line than I am about about the offense.
Before you get into that, Easy, let me ask you this. I'm not that old where I don't remember a time in 2018 where people saw Mitch with 3,200 yards and 24 touchdowns like, oh, did the Bears finally get a quarterback? And I'm sure you knew. Remember that. No. I'm talking about the narrative that was given.
No, you're not what people were saying.
Wait, I want to hear what JB asked. What he's asking me.
That next year, what did they do? They made Mitch Trubisky throw the ball over 500 times. You all remember this?
They opened the playbook for him.
They opened the playbook. He had another 3,100 yards, but I think he only had like 16 passing touchdowns.
He had like 19 touchdowns.
But he had rushing touchdowns to go with it. And then they went 8-7. It wasn't that his evolution wasn't halted, but to Frank's point, you knew what he was.
Yeah, and you could
right.
coach that.
Right?
So what's your question, Jimmy?
So the sky now with knowing the limitations of a guy, I can only do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With not knowing the limitations of a Caleb Williams, I'm going 1 through 100. Right now, we know he can do 1 through 25. Next year, we might be trying to get him to do 1 through 50, and we find out 30 through 50. We got to scale back. Okay, but in those times, you see where I'm going with that?
No. I counter your question with another question. Do you not? I'm sorry if this comes off as loaded, but do you not trust Ben Johnson's ability to gauge that more than Matt Nagy's ability to gauge that?
No, I think
because I do.
I absolutely trust Ben Johnson more. However, what I'm saying is when you give more opportunities to a guy that already plays hero ball with less opportunities, that concerns me. Not to say it's a problem. It just concerns me because what happens when the system breaks down, what do? You fall back on what you do best.
So JB,
a bad thing with Caleb though. That's the thing.
But I don't think the reason I'm not too worried about that is if you remember at the beginning of the season, we heard that Ben Johnson was throwing a lot at Caleb, and then they had
where I was going to go.
So if they add another 25%, like you said, using your equation of 25, and they give them another 25, and they have to scale that back 10, 15%, I'm okay with that because I'm thinking the following year we'll just keep on building that shit up.
You're okay because of the we'll call it a little bit more than marginal progression. However, what did we talk about earlier with the defense is getting used to what people were calling and doing? Notice mid to late season, everybody knew that rollout. Defenses was shifting everybody to the rollout. And those dart passes, 90% of them.
Ben Johnson has so much
are
more.
now thrown out of bounds.
Oh wait, JB, let me answer that though. Let me answer that. And look, I'd love to get a little bit more positivity in you. Like that's what I'm trying to do with this conversation. That's what I'm trying to accomplish.
It's not a negative. It's just a question. Are we concerned?
I'm not saying it's negative. I'm saying like it's not about like it's not about you being negative. It's about the absence of being positive because you're realistic, and I get it. Like that's your thing. You're very realistic. You're practical.
I'm very practical. Yes.
But what I'm saying is,
Cautious.
I think I'm being practical too, while maintaining an air of optimism. Because what I think that Caleb does, like I think that the differentiator here is, for one thing, Caleb's God-given, elasticity and playmaking ability. But the other thing that, like, there are certain things that defenses, they could know what you're doing, but still not be able to stop. And what do the Bears have that I firmly believe we have? I firmly believe this. Something we have that it doesn't matter if the defense knows it's coming because they're not going to be able to stop it. What do you think it is?
Caleb.
It's not even Caleb. Like it's someone else on our offense.
What, Ben Johnson's offensive mind?
It's Colston
I
Loveland.
was going to say Colston, but
Colston Loveland is going to be that guy. I the more I watch him, the more I see him, understanding the game, figuring out his base.
If
Yes,
Rome
Caleb
didn't
has
get
something
hurt,
to
we
do with that
wouldn't have
too.
found Colston either.
What now?
If Rome didn't get hurt, Colston probably wouldn't have.
And by the way, when we drafted Colston, I was not like over the moon. I was like, oh, okay, that's a pick. That's weird.
I just didn't understand a tight end with the draft.
I didn't get it. Now I get it.
But no,
now,
JB, this is where I was going to say too.
What
do
great Super Bowl winning teams all have in common? Except, like, I guess the Seahawks team didn't really have it, but like generally, really good Super Bowl teams have a really good tight end. The Eagles had Goddard and Zach Ertz earlier. The Patriots had Gronk. The Chiefs had Kelsey. Having a great tight end helps you win. I'm telling you. Look, I was watching the Bears-Packers recap.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
That's understandable.
I'm telling you, and look,
I'm
telling you,
that's really a part of it.
And by the way, Dallas Clark with the Colts, absolute beast. Julius Thomas with the Broncos, like there are these beasts at tight end. And
Shannon Sharp with the Broncos.
Exactly, Shannon Sharp.
And the Ravens.
And the Ravens.
And the thing about it is, I just everything about Colston just screams that he's going to be that dude. And I was watching the Green Bay game where we beat the Packers in the playoffs. By the way, I still can't get over saying we beat the Packers in the playoffs. That's still the best night of my life. But watching the Packers fans react to that and watching them, like, just how defeated they were about, like, oh, Caleb to Loveland, first down. Caleb to Loveland, first down. Caleb to Loveland, first down. And just how demoralized they all were. This is going to be the recipe. This is why I know it's going to work. Because the Caleb to Colston connection is different from anything we've seen offensively in Chicago. And it's going to be boring at times. It's tight ends are clunky and weird, but it's going to work. And then pair that with Luther. Whew.
So let me ask you this then. At 12-5, Detroit did not go to the Super Bowl because they left 9 points on the board because they wouldn't kick field goals. That next season, they went 15-2 and lost in the second round to Washington.
Well, they had their whole defense was injured.
Okay, fair enough. Call it what it is. What makes you think that Ben Johnson wants to just repeat who he is because a tiger doesn't change his stripes?
Well, yeah, that's a fair concern.
I mean,
I do think that. I also think that the offense will be.
Figure it out.
I think the offense will be better in those situations. I think they'll
Maybe
get better
they'll
at bringing this forward. And honestly, I don't hate going for it as much as some of y'all do.
They may not change their stripes.
Some of them
they may not change their stripes, but they change their hunting patterns, maybe the way
they grow up.
The way
they age and they grow up.
So.
True.
You're right, Squirrels. Squirrels is right.
Yeah.
It is ultimately on the quarterback.
This is the thing when it comes down to Ben Johnson and Caleb, and this is where when I wanted to say about the opening up of the playbook, he straight up said too, Caleb said too, the playbook is very open for 3 quarters. And then once the 4th quarter comes around, he does tighten it up with the things that he is doing well against the defenses, which is why
they don't score in the middle
in the 4th quarter. But those type things, you're still having Caleb learn those type things, which is very, very smart. And you're still coming up clutch and winning the football game. I mean, that's great coaching. I mean, he's going to learn. He said all the right things when he said he was like, I need to work on my accuracy. I need to get better on those quick
footwork
passes. Like I know that, and I'm going to be working on it all off season.
The game needs work, but you just said the coaching is good because they gave him plays 1 through 3, knowing that he probably wouldn't do well with them. But in the fourth
You
quarter,
didn't know that. I mean, you didn't know that. You were hoping he's going to do well, but you need to learn that.
But also remember, like, we have a lot of young receivers. You got young Rome, you got Luther Burden, you got Colston Loveland. They also, like, we don't know if they were always in the right place on some of these plays early on.
But JB, finish what you were saying. I wanted to hear what you were saying.
We don't. But to me, as a good coach, I give you what you do best. Then I add things in to see if you can consume it situationally. Because now the blueprint is out. Oh, the Bears can't score quarters 1 through 3 worth a damn, but in the fourth quarter, that's when they're going to do their best. And the mindset is going to shift to put their foot on their throats early.
It's not saying he's
going
to play
comebacks in the second quarter, third quarter, right?
Well,
So
I don't think that's the blueprint. I think that's just
No, I
that
don't
was
think
the
you
blueprint
can
this year.
blueprint
I don't
that.
think they're going to go into next season thinking that's sustainable.
No.
I think
They've already
the
said
main
that.
focus of
No,
the
they
main
said
focus
no,
of the
it's not.
offseason.
It's about digestion, Easy. It's about digestion.
The thing is, when you're throwing stuff at a quarterback, mainly a young quarterback, and he is messing up, he is screwing up, he is taking ownership for it, and he is going to work to get better at it, that's what you want as a quarterback. Mitch Trubisky, when he struggled in shit, he constantly still struggled in it. He never got better in it. Caleb got better throughout the entire season. I don't care what anybody says. He got better throughout the entire season.
100%.
But the big thing with Caleb here is he knows what he needs to work on. And this is where I was going as far as the work ethic goes. Caleb Williams does not give a flying fuck what anybody thinks. He does not get rattled. That is a gift.
That's right.
Had as a quarterback.
No, that's
right.
something. That's an intangible.
Yeah, if he throws one interception, I am confident to say that he is not going to throw the exact same one again.
Yeah, that's why when we get on to him for throwing 2 picks in the playoffs, in the first playoff game, I don't get on to him for that because I knew in the fourth quarter he's going to step up.
But see, that's not what I'm saying, fellas. Take it back to school. We all have, and I'll share mine. I have a 20. My highest ACT score was a 24. I'll share it.
Really?
But yes, but
you seem brighter than that.
No, I
mine was worse.
I was tired. I was tired of it. My mom will tell you, I was tired. I wanted to get out.
Mine was worse, JB. So you're good. I was never a good test taker.
But no, I'm just saying that because,
but I still got in Notre Dame.
At a point in time, whether you're giving 30% more to learn or 20% or 15%, sometimes the learning curve is just not that. I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying he can't. But we've seen so many times when a person has crammed 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 hours to gain 1 point in a test. That's my concern, because if you didn't consume it during the season 1 through 3, but you can only do it in the fourth quarter, now I have to go back and I have to put double the effort in learning what went wrong 1 through 3. Do you see what I'm saying?
I don't know if that's necessarily true. I don't think it's exactly linear like that.
It may not be, but that's the closest analogy I can think of, because now what you're saying is, like the Rams game, the miscues, the gimmies, Jimmy Johnson said it best. There's no room for error, son, when the title is on the line. We need to make sure that error of which we've seen in the season is not sustainable.
Well,
not
there is room. The thing is, though, JB,
error. You know what I'm talking about. The sustainability has to be in the digestion of the playbook.
There's more room for error than you think. Early on in games, I've seen Brady throw picks in multiple Super Bowls early on.
I've
seen Mahomes,
but that can't be the blueprint moving forward.
It can't be the blueprint. But for me, it's just about how they respond. It's about how the quarterback responds to their fuck ups. And Drake May on Sunday, look, he's a kid. He's going to be fine. He's a good quarterback. He played like shit, and he didn't respond well when things went badly early on.
He didn't get good coaching to help him respond.
Sam Darnold missed a lot of throws early, but he was able to, compose himself. And I think, like, to me, like, that's why I don't judge quarterbacks necessarily on how many interceptions they throw. I judge them much more on how they respond when they throw picks. And until the very last game of the season, Caleb was very good at responding when he fucked up.
Yeah, and so I think to JB's point, a lot of it is like how much is Caleb going to retain from this season and from this playbook? So when we get into the season next year, to where Caleb kind of is like, oh yeah, I already remember this shit from last season. What's next?
Yeah.
Not like,
no, exactly.
What was that shit again? I think it went something like this, where this guy moved here and then I motioned him on this, right? Ben Johnson, hopefully, and the proofs, we'll see. But Ben Johnson, hopefully, it's going to tell a lot. If Caleb can come in and be like, oh, yeah, I already know this shit. I've fucking been eating this shit up all on the offseason and whatnot, looking at it. What's next? Give me more. I got these down. And then when he goes out in practice, shows them, boom, got it done. First play, boom, in and out, ran perfectly. All right, now I trust this cat. Now, okay, yes, let's give him dessert along with that. Let's give him a second course of what.
Now you get it. Exactly. Great analogy with the food concepts. Because
but don't y'all feel like it's gonna get better? I don't know. Maybe I'm.
No, I don't have a feeling. I don't have a feeling because it's like it only got better because the ball bounced our way so many damn times.
So my thing is, I don't like. You're saying it may not do that next time. I'm saying we may not even be in that position next time.
And that's what I want. I want quarters 1 through 3 to not have to be in that position.
Agreed.
I feel like quarters 1 through 3 are just going to be a lot better than they were. This Bears team reminded me much more of the 2015 Cubs than they reminded me of the 2018 Bears. Meaning the 2015 Cubs beat their rival in the playoffs, lost the next round, and ended up, winning the World Series the next year. We beat our rival in the playoffs. We lost the next round.
Yeah. Who knows? So, and like I was saying, the analogy last week that I used was Caleb Williams, almost like it seems like he's that student in college where showed up for classes but didn't do any of the damn schoolwork, didn't do any of the mid-exams, but aced the finals all the time.
No, the opposite. He didn't go to class, but he still knew all the answers to the test. Yeah.
No, he did. No. He went to class and he showed up. He got the attendance and whatnot, but he didn't do any of the work. He didn't do any of the school work.
At his syllabus.
But
I can't take the test. I think
we're just now we're just fighting over who the
finals
analogy should be.
So now, if he could just show up to class, if he could just do the work in between and all that shit and turn in the papers and whatnot, then you're going to be an honor roll student or graduate with honors compared to just graduating with like an average grade and whatnot. So
we hope so, but it's a lot to be told, and we got a long way to go, guys. We got a long way to go.
I don't know if I'm going to say just a long way to go. I mean, we do got ways to go, but I don't think long. I am so happy going into next year after what we just saw. So
I think football might be in.
I guess we already got the elevator music in the background. Easy, you want to start us off with some shout outs?
Rigged. Sorry, let me take off my tinfoil hat.
I mean, aliens might be proven.
Have you been watching Contact or what?
I was going to say Signs,
Contact. I've heard of Contact.
Seen the Signs?
First of all, I want to shout out the Seattle Seahawks for getting revenge for what happened 11 years ago against the New England Patriots. The Seahawks are probably like my 7th favorite team, so I was very happy to see him get that Super Bowl. Yeah, probably number 7, right? That seems right. Seems fair. Yeah, I mean, I got nothing against Seattle, and I'm glad that they got their Super Bowl. They got that revenge. I loved that game. I thought it was a lot of fun. NFC supremacy. The NFC is superior to the AFC in pretty much every way, and it was really cool to see that game. That's the first thing. What up, Bullets? So shout out to Seattle for giving us a fun Super Bowl, great defensive performance. Shout out to that's a funny comment.
Hi,
shout out to you guys. Always great to be on the show with you guys. Shout out to my beautiful fiance. We're going to be doing a Valentine's Day special episode of Easy Does It at 2 p.m. Central Time. We're gonna see how much ball she knows. We're gonna test her, see if she can name any players. See if she can name.
Oh, you should play that one game where she's got to do name all the logos of the teams.
Yeah, no, that's exactly.
You ever see that funny TikTok one? You should do that.
As a matter of fact, if some of y'all could help me, maybe Crooked, if you could help me upload some PNGs of some logos, that would be great. But yeah,
okay.
But I could also, I could do some of that too. But also we did something during the Super Bowl where I would turn away from the TV and she would have to commentate the game and let me know what was going on. It was hilarious. It was really fun. and it got her to watch football, which is rare. So yeah, shout out to my fiance. She's in the other room.
After
in the other room.
after she knows who this guy is.
I'm a man. I'm 40. I reference that. I reference that all the time, so she gets that one by now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's an easy answer. That's a warm up for her then. She should know that.
Yeah,
she's like, that's you, honey.
You can come here if you want, baby. Oh, fair enough.
You know who I like? The one that was like, be a dog. Don't be a damn cat. Be a dog.
But also, you know, like playoffs. Like she knows about that kind of shit.
Okay.
But yeah, shout out to my dog for being pretty cool. Shout out to all the commenters, and please tune in to Easy Does It on Valentine's Day. You know, there's nothing more romantic than sitting around your computer and watching a bald guy lecture you about football for hours on end, or for maybe like half an hour, 45 minutes or something. But nothing more romantic than that. So definitely please tune in. And shout out to the Blackhawks. I just have a shirt with their logo. So, you know, I don't think they're playing great. The Bulls are doing some weird shit. Shout out to the Cubs and Sox. Baseball's coming up.
Spring training.
Pitchers and catchers report in a few days, so that's very exciting. Always an exciting time. Hopefully let's hope both Chicago teams play well this year. Sox got to get with the program a little bit, but Cubs will be
playing well this year.
No, I know. I'm sorry.
Wait,
I really am. I'm not. I want to see the Sox do well, but you know,
easy. You're like a numbers / like energy aura guy, right?
number, energy, or yeah, to an extent.
The White Sox already got slandered because they spelled the new guy they just got from Japan. They spelled his name wrong on the damn thing.
Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad. That's also like that borders on the racial territory too. So that's fucked up.
It's so White Sox right now.
Yeah, no, it's definitely very White Sox. But yeah, no, vibes matter, especially in baseball. So and anyway, yeah. So shout out to you guys, and I'll pass the ball over to Frank.
You literally just passed it on the other side of the fucking wall.
No, I threw it the right
So
way.
bounce off the wall. I'll catch it real quick.
We should do that. Everyone should have a ball, and then you pretend like you throw the ball, and then I'll catch the ball.
Yeah, that'd be really fun.
Hey, this guy.
This guy
here.
All right, so shout outs for me. I do want to give one shout out to the player we all love, and Kyle Long.
Okay.
Kyle Long, baby.
I was talking to him on Instagram, giving him shit because he picked the Seattle Seahawks to win the Super Bowl after round 1. And I was like, Kyle, I love you as a player, love you as an announcer, but what the hell are you smoking to think that Sam Darnold is going to win you a Super Bowl? I was wrong. You were right. Even though Sam Darnold didn't really have to do much, but I was wrong. You were right. I thought to myself, if Sam Darnold has to have the ball in his hand to win you a Super Bowl, he's not going to do it. But guess what? He didn't need the fucking ball. I mean, shit. He didn't have to do anything other than hand the ball off and let your defense conquer. He didn't make mistakes.
Frank, you could have won the Super Bowl.
What he had to do. My other shout out. This is a different one here. In case you guys didn't hear, Penn State, their hockey program, they have a center. I think he's a center. But he is projected to be the number 1 pick this upcoming draft in the NHL.
The one that got in trouble.
I'm getting there. Don't steal my thunder.
Wait for it.
Yeah. So 3 days ago, he was in a bar. And he knocked a motherfucker out, broke his jaw. The guy had to get his jaw realigned and had to get wire to hold it together. He was in jail. He was projected to lose everything. He was not going to be able to go in the NHL. His career was going to be over. Then everything just came out. He was released of all of his charges because the person that he punched was verbally and sexually assaulting his mother in the bar. So I am giving a shout out to, his name is Gavin McKenna. I would have knocked that son of a bitch out too. So
Shout out to Gavin, man.
Shout out to everybody who released him of those charges too, because this was a 20-year-old kid who was in a bar with his mom after a hockey game, and then stupid, drunk people from Penn State started feeling up his mother and calling her a dirty, stupid fucking whore. And then
that's what taking a major for, taking 5 in the box. Yeah, that's fair.
So shout out
he's
to
18.
my man, because that is what you do when somebody comes up there and tries to assault your mother. Other than that, though, man, that's all I got for shout-outs, though. I had to get those 2 out. And I'll give the shout-out to Seattle because I hate the New England Patriots as well. So shout-out Seattle.
Fuck Green Bay.
No, if you don't hate them, then I don't know why the hell you're watching this show if you don't.
I want to give a special shout-out to Easy's toupee there. That's very nice. I like it there. Good
you already
you.
have a shiny head. Why are you putting foil on it to make it even more
because
shiny?
I need to protect myself from the government airways.
Like blinding the camera.
Did y'all know the moon landing was fake?
So,
Capricorn.
JB?
That movie, Capricorn.
JB, did you want me to do my shout out so you could do the thing? Have you looked yet? And then I can finish it off, or Frank will finish it off.
Yeah, I was already ready to go, so you can finish us off.
You can. Okay, go ahead. Go for it.
Yeah. So first of all, shout out to you guys. This was really, really good. Glad that we could just talk, national sports as well as just what's going on with our Bears. That's always fun. It makes us, it gives us, more of an audience. So I'm always happy to see that. I love my Bears so much that I can't. I have to get that heaviness off me. And tonight we really talked some really good stuff about it. And there's a good chance for sustainability. And I need it, guys. I'm just being honest. I need it. Will Sproles, he may not have deserved Coach of the Year. However, if it wasn't him,
he deserved Coach of the Year, unfortunately.
Look,
just getting to the Super Bowl.
I was going to say the dude he went against deserved Coach of the Year.
I agree with that one, too, yeah. I think no, you're not wrong on that one.
Easy. No, that's creepy.
Yeah.
You said the Jags 58. I mean the Bears 58.
It's 58-17.
No, I'm just smoking crack. Just ignore me.
He's joshing. That's what that tinfoil is. I really feel tinfoil is really for. Come on, Whitney, you're better than that.
You're better than that.
Y'all would love that though. 58-17 Super Bowl.
God, put the foil back on. It's even shinier now. Put the foil back.
Shout out to you guys. He
deserved it. He deserved it.
I mean, come on.
You cannot question what he did. I don't care about the schedule. You can only play the team that's in front of you. We always say that about the Bears too. You can't justify somebody off of the weak schedule that they had to play. The guy did this much, took his team to a Super Bowl in his first year.
You know who didn't deserve it is Jonathan Gannon.
How does he even have a job as an OC now? That's another story. We say that.
Right. We're getting sidetracked.
Yeah, go with the shout-outs. Damn it.
Right. But, hey, first and foremost, Bearsky Films came on early and often, and I love when that happens. That's a really good dude. My nephew, Logan, came on. I thought he was coming on. He chimed in, but I thought he was coming on. Jeanette Johnson, welcome back. Crazy Ace, salute to service. He said he is on vacation in the Philippines. Must be nice. Bangkok's got you now, though.
Oh, watch out for those strip clubs, man. Let me tell you.
What happens at the Philippine strip clubs?
Watch Hangover 2.
You already have the bald head. You would fit perfectly in Hangover 2.
Oh, you calling him?
You got it. You got the beard and the bald head. I didn't realize how much.
Literally just called him Alan.
By the way, I kind of look. I don't know if y'all noticed, but Bearsky and I kind of look the same.
That's debatable.
Right? Isn't he bald too?
No, you're giving me more Allen than Bearsky. Give me more Allen.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Galifianakis. Shout out to Ace though. Again, salute to service. Enjoy your vacation, brother. Early on, Chicago Clubhouse Network, of course. Everybody that's in there. Teaching El Runaway. Welcome back, Tank. Lorenzo Clemens, our resident Big Ten referee, was in the building. We thank you for that. Seth Rollins bears down. Welcome, baby. Welcome back, Frank. A lot of love for Frank and Tank. Welcome. Our guy, Sivius R. Dixon. What up, Frank and JB? FGB bear down. Roy Mason came back, y'all. He said, Oh, we didn't even see this question. He said, "Who should we franchise?"
I don't think anybody should be franchised.
Yeah, I don't think we had anybody capable.
We should actually franchise Yo Mama.
All right,
That was,
I guess that's an option. You know.
I don't know if you are allowed to say that.
Oh, sorry. I can't say Yo Mama?
No, I mean, if Gavin McKenna heard that, he might punch you in the face and break your jaw.
Oh, yeah. I meant like the metaphorical Yo Mama.
You know what you
Yeah, I know. All right, go ahead, JB. Who else?
I'm scrolling. Oh, at John King Bravo Stocktone. Yeah, that's a lot.
That's
But
a new one,
I
like it.
I believe he's new, but thank you. Special shout out to Good, Better, Best BJ. Love you, JB. I bought yours and Frank's t-shirt.
That Techno Bowl shirt. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
There it is.
So thank you, Good, Better, Best BJ. Love that. Hopefully my shirt is on the way.
I'd wear the shit out of that.
That Techno Bowl shirt is awesome.
If you guys are interested in getting a shirt like that or one of these shirts,
yes.
got a shirt like this.
Love it.
Shirt like this. Other guys there, we got Frank the Tank there. So, yes, check out that website. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I was off by a year, easy. That wasn't 23.
Correct. Ryan Poles started in 2022.
Okay, so 22 was when Brisker led as a rookie. Okay,
You were 7-10.
That was pre.
Bajan played a couple games.
Yes, I remember that. Yes, I was 1 year off. Thank you for that correction. I missed that. Benjamin Williams, thank you for chiming in, Ben. Tucson, my man Tucson J chimed in. Thank you, one of our P1s. Oh, it's the chat, man. The chat was going off. Janin, hey, Janin, Mrs. Cook. Caleb BJ Loveland, bear down, baby. Let's go. Thank you. Al Bundy came in. Get a Bundy. He said, draft a Bundy.
That's Frank.
It's not.
I don't know why he thinks that's me.
No, you know what? We had a lot of repeat, but I love repeat because it keeps the chat going. Scrolls.
Repeat is engagement.
Scrolls. Thank you for chiming in, Scrolls. A lot of FGB, yes. Ron Winarski, thank you, Ron. Thank you for chiming in. We appreciate the love. And I think we are, my little thing is getting towards the end, so we winding down. Bob Ricks, thank you for Bob Ricks for our sponsorships. Shout out to Morris Beer if we're even allowed to do that anymore. I don't know. Never know what they're doing anymore. And we are scrolling down. Keep scrolling. No pun intended, Scrolls. My man, hey, Bullets, y'all. Cali Love, West Side. Bullies chiming in. My brother from another. Thank you, Bullets.
LeBron James sucks, Bullets. So we know.
Well, he actually said what you said. Jags versus Bears, Super Bowl 27.
Yeah, that's kind of what I based.
That's why he said it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
know if I'm putting the Jags in there, but
totally missed it.
I'm not putting the Jags in there either.
No, they're not there yet. They're heading in the right direction, but they're not there yet.
Well, hold on. They had a first to worst too, right? I mean, a worst to first too, right?
Yeah.
They could do it.
Rookie head coach too. As well.
You never know with football.
Right.
It's not like baseball.
A lot
where
of
you know it's gonna be the
symmetry.
Dodgers.
But to me, I know Scrolls had said Caleb Williams, Super Bowl MVP, league MVP. I'm sorry, I'm going with Patrick Mahomes, comeback player of the year.
Scrolls has a very good comment on that last one. No, put up the last one.
Hey, you need this hat more than I do, Scrolls.
We got to get a JB t-shirt that says Caleb ain't quite there yet. And on the back it says realist.
No, it's got to say cautiously optimistic.
That just sounds so good on the back of a t-shirt. Absolutely. Cautiously optimistic. Put it on a street sign too.
With your arm crossed.
Look,
I ain't trying to hear it.
I like
No,
that.
you're
We got
right,
to get
but
that T-shirt
it's
like we with the
possible.
Frank the Tank. I want the cautiously optimistic JB in the background.
And wait, and look what Benjamin Williams said the last one at 10:08. The Bears versus the Bills in the Super Bowl, and they'll be the first 0-5 team in the Super Bowl. Sign me up.
I like that. I like that.
I'll take it. But thank you guys again. A lot of love in the chat. We had a lot of viewers, but not a lot of viewers that spoke up. If you do not speak up, we most likely will call you a what, fellas?
L for love. Good times.
They say lurkers, we say love. It's all good.
L for love.
Not Jordan Love. That guy could rot in hell for all I'm concerned.
Posting
wow.
Loveland.
Loveland.
Yeah.
Hey, Loveland.
Well, that's Loveland.
Love.
Yeah.
Love.
Super Bowl's on Valentine's Day.
Loveland. No.
No, yeah.
Unless
Loveland.
Land, I guess.
We'll see if Loveland
The power of
All right,
love.
we're getting
Hold
off
on, man.
topic again, damn it.
It keeps happening organically. It's okay. Again, shout out to any family that we have watching here. Shout out to JB and SB, little JB. That's my little son here. Shout out to SB and the crew, and shout out to Foul. He's not on. Shout out to Mr. Chicago. He's doing some step show thing. Shout out to T Nick, who's I don't know whatever he's doing. And then I think that's it. And then last but not least, if we know we only got one viewer in that little eyeball when we check the stats, it's the podcast mom, everybody. Most affectionately known as Miss Sandra Bynum Holmes. Everybody say, hey, Mom.
Hey,
Hi,
Miss
Miss
Sandra.
Holmes.
Love you,
Hi,
lady.
Mama Home. So, awesome. Well, guys, shout out to everyone here tonight, kind of helping us put this together and whatnot. Yeah, no, I mean,
Velvet Jones.
like I said, a skeleton crew today, tonight. But it's always a good time. It's always a good time chopping it up with you guys talking Bears. It's not every day that I get to come on here and give my take, with the main crew. So I do appreciate letting me chop it up with you fellas. So I want to give a shout out to a Bears fan out there that we're trying to get on the show. Hopefully one day we can get him on the show. But a shout out to D'Lo Brown, wrestler, WWE wrestler, champion. Yes, big time Bears fan. I've been seeing clips of him elsewhere, talking about the Bears and whatnot. We'd love to try and get D'Lo into the clubhouse here, give us his thoughts on the Bears and his take on Caleb for sure, the Iceman, and give us his thoughts on Ben Johnson and whatnot. So hopefully sometime soon you'll see D'Lo Brown in here at the clubhouse.
I would love that. Love that.
He just texted me back too. He says he's gonna let me know his schedule has been booked for a while now because he is on a lot of shows. So
That's D'Lo.
Yeah, really booked.
Okay,
So-
get y'all along too, Frank. Y'all best friends.
I mean, I wouldn't say we're best friends. I kind of tore his ass apart, but I mean, I did apologize to him. I should try to message him back and be like, "All right, you won."
But yeah, no, but
Hey, send them some more. Damn it.
Yeah, we do what we gotta do. If we gotta bribe someone, we gotta grease the wheels. We grease the wheels. Chicago,
No.
we know what the
We don't say bribe, we say incentivize.
Oh, well, I misspoke. Me being the crooked commish, hopefully that wasn't on the hot
It's
mic.
a bribe, damn it.
My bad. Let me just say what it is. God damn it, I ain't got time for this shit. So, anyways, shout out to him. Hopefully, like I said, we can get him on. Shout out to our last guest last week, Sean Sierra again. Last minute jumping on with us, chopping it up with Foul and JB. Go check out his show if you guys haven't found him on YouTube already. He has good content in the morning for you guys to listen out to, and he has guests of his own that he likes to bring on as well. Shout out to my lovely wife who just celebrated her birthday this past Monday here today. Yep. So shout out to her. To you guys as well for the upcoming Valentine's Day for all the happy couples out there. Shout out to you guys because Valentine's Day is right around the corner. So guys, do yourself a favor and get something for the ladies out there so you don't get that look, side eye look. So with that all being said, guys, be safe out there, be good out there. But if you can't be good, damn it, at least be good at it.
You got to decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep.
or you could just be a bad boy. Bad.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
Sound like the big vocals out the door there.
Good, better, best.
Never let it rest. Oh, boing, boing. Boing, 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 boing.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.
Easy does it. Saturday.
And now it's all over.